All right, everybody. Thought I'd do a fireside Q&A. It's a little late in the evening, but got a nice fire going. And I thought I would answer a question that's come through. I was looking at comments that are coming through, and one question that stands out for a common problem, something that happens quite a bit. The scenario may not be exact, but the behaviors are the same. And the question was, how do you resolve or what's the deal with a horse that when you're riding everything's fine, when you're out and about doing things it's fine, but if you were to go to this horse in its stall or try to tack up, it tends to try to bite. There's a little bit of history. One of the people there thinks something along the lines that the previous owner was quite scared of the horse, and these previous behaviors or history can help. It can help you figure out sort of, well, how did it get there? But it's not integral to fixing the problem. The problem is that the horse thinks that it can put its mouth on other people for whatever reason. And I've dealt with this a lot. This was a while ago. I was dealing with one horse, and you know, every time the owner was around, the horse would pretty much kind of try to tell the owner no to what she was asking for through biting or using its mouth. But it wasn't. It was person specific. If I got in there and I said, well, you know, that's not going to work with me, and I showed this horse that's not going to work with me, it was very, very unusual for him to keep trying or try again. Once in a while he'd sort of test that out, especially if he's been around people that he's used to being able to do it with and it works. But if he was just with me, then it wouldn't be a problem. So when you have a horse that you know, when you are in a position that it feels that using its mouth will be effective, I would still consider, even though you're riding, that it's still thinking in its head, how can it get you to stop doing what you're doing? But that said, you're trying to resolve the problem of the biting, the problem of using it. Oh, there's something over there. Up he goes. What are you gonna do? Anyhow, so the solution to this is that you never allow the bite to take effect. You want to be able to block it before it happens. If they're already trying to bite, they're already bringing their head around and they're already reaching towards you, you're late. It really needs to be addressed before that happens. So there may be, you know, if you can reliably make it happen by tacking up or by going into the stall, I would look for that. And I would look before that if you can. So say, for example, you're going to the stall and you go to open the door and he's already got his ears back or his tail is swishing. You'll be catching that a little bit. So before you come in, you'll maybe be a little bit active for it to move its feet a little bit. That might be kind of difficult. Stall stuff is a little bit difficult. But the idea is that what you're doing is too much pressure. It's saying, no, I don't want any part of whatever it is you have planned for me. And that may be the riding part. That may be it doesn't want to ride. Who knows? It's hard to tell exactly. And then when he put his tail down. But when you're with that horse and he or she stops responding in that way, stops trying to bite or stops trying to get you to move away, pet it and reassure it, let it know that everything's good. You know, you're fine if you're with me. Then I'd start searching it out again. So you come out of the stall and you go to wherever you tack up, whether that's just a hitching post or cross ties. I would encourage you to resolve this problem. I would not encourage you to tie the horse up at all. Give the horse freedom of movement. Plus, you're going to need the freedom of movement when you try to resolve this problem. So every time the horse, so you go to tack up, you go to do what you do. Maybe it's just groundwork. Who knows? I mean, I would check out lots of stuff. Get the horse to come forward, get the horse to move backwards, get the horse to move left, get the horse to move right. All of these things I would definitely be checking out. And if at any point in time there's some kind of stickiness going on, I would resolve that. What you're doing is you're playing a little bit of a mental game with the horse, saying that when I ask you to do stuff, just do it. You're fine. And then if they do go doing it no problem, reward, you know, reassure it. Make sure that that horse knows everything's fine. And again, it's not scenario specific. What we're looking for is a behavior that says, stay away, I don't want you to do this, I want to do something else. And that could be kicking, biting, moving the hip, moving the shoulder, coming in instead of yielding away. You want the horse to be able to yield away. If any of those things are happening, where the horse is coming in some way, you have a problem. The horse is trying to move your feet. If you move your feet, anything other than just absolute safety considerations, try not to move your feet. Discourage that. Say stop, back up. Have that horse move its feet backwards. A horse that is resistant to move back will then again be resistant to move forward when you ask for it after the backup. Hopefully that makes sense. Zeus, what are you doing? Come here. What are you doing? What are you eating? He's eating something. Zeus, come here. You're suspicious. Come here. Come here. Come here. Bring whatever it is. What have you got? Oh, a pear. It's got a pear. From the pear tree, of course. So hopefully that makes sense. The solution is not necessarily simple, but the concept is simple. The solution to get there may be kind of hard, and it must be consistent. You must stick with it. You can't make a mistake even once, or you're just starting back from scratch. So hopefully that makes sense. Make sure that they're not considering the fact that you should be moving your feet. That said, cinchy horses are kind of difficult to resolve as well. If they've had an owner who has just cinched them up super tight and it hurts. You're also going to be needing to look for cinchy stuff is something different. I'm looking at a behavior, you walk into the stall, you go near the horse, things like that. That's not cinchy. Cinchy's different. So maybe I won't cover cinchy. But if a horse is already asking you to step away when you're going near it, instead of it coming to you, you've got a problem, and it's a sad problem. It's a sad for the horse problem, and it's a safety problem, because you never know when that horse is just gonna, they're very fast. So they can react pretty dangerously. So anyhow, that's it. That's my Fireside Q&A for this one Q with 1A. Hopefully it helps. Let me know if it doesn't. Let me know if you have any more questions or thoughts. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys again tomorrow. I'll find the dog eating pears.